on this special edition of Preaching to the Point, where we skip all the extra stuff and get directly to the point of the Word of God. Now, we are coming to the final installment in our 7 Deadly Sins series. And today's topic is pride. We will be coming from Proverbs chapter 16, and we'll look at verse 5 and verse 18. Everyone proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though they join forces, none will go unpunished. Verse 18, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Now, when we look at the sin of pride, we understand that it causes us a bunch of trouble. A bunch of trouble. Number one, the number one trouble it causes us is that God hates it. It is abominable to God. It is an abomination to God. God cannot stand it. This isn't just a sin he doesn't like. This isn't just a sin he hates. He says, I cannot stand it. God resists the proud. God can't stand pride. God hates pride with every fiber of his being. God hates it. So then, when we understand that pride comes before a fall, when you think you're too high that no one can knock you down, God makes it his business to knock you down because God cannot stand pride. God can't stand a heart that thinks it can do without him. God can't stand a heart that thinks it can make it without God. We should always be gladly, joyfully dependent on Jesus Christ for everything, because all of our help comes from the Lord who created the heavens and the earth. But yet a prideful heart says, I'm self-made. I did it myself. I put everything on my back. I made it out the mud. What did God say? God said, I give and I take away. I wound and I heal. I cause prosperity and I also cause calamity on the other hand. So then it is God who does all. He is the one who lifts up and he's the one who tears down. So do not let your prideful, haughty heart, a heart that is filled with a sense of too high of a self-esteem. Now, mind you, self-esteem can easily go into pride because it's one thing to feel good about yourself. But when you feel so good about yourself that you can look down upon others, that can't nobody tell you nothing, that as the world may say, your stuff don't stink, then that is something that God will break you. God will break you down. God will humble you. God resists the proud. He does not like a proud person. So then he will humble you. Don't let God have to humble you. Stay humble. If you're not humble, get humble. Because if God has to humble you, that fall is going to be a long way down. Ask Mike Tyson. Ask Michael Jackson. Ask R. Kelly. Ask any celebrity just about that has been on the top of the world and you couldn't tell them nothing. Now, they have been humble. Bill Cosby, you can name them. Name them.